Hello, Rain here, and today we got a couple of the heavyweight champions up on the table here. Over on my left side here, we got the Dewalt 60-volt air compressor, and over on my right one, we got, well, they still do 18-volt, the Milwaukee portable air compressor. Okay, let's start off with the specs here on these units. First, starting over on the Dewalt side here, this is the 60-volt model here. It is the DCC22560. I had to look at that number there on that one. Features a 2.5 gallon tank, 1.2 CFM at 90 PSI. And yes, everyone, you heard that number correct. That is not a very large number. Of course, I'm being a portable air compressor. Both of these units, they're not really designed for running large tools that require air grinders, impacts, that type of thing. These are just for small nail guns. I use this one here a lot for staple guns. Works really good for that. Blowing up tires here, you got to just go blow a tire up somewhere on one. Works really good for that. Now keep in mind if you're airing up tires on one, smaller tires, it's probably still going to take just a little bit of time because that's not a lot of storage, and obviously a 1.2 CFM one, it's not going to pump it up very fast. The DeWalt here claims a 79 dB sound level, so not terribly loud, but it is definitely up there. Let's see, anything else to note here? Of course, 60 volt that one, so you have the, let's see, the 6 amp hour, the 9 amp hour, and the 12 amp hour. I think they even have a 15 amp hour now, but you do have to divide those numbers by 3, by the way, when it comes to the 60 volts. So they're going to say 6. At the 60 volt, that one, they're only 2. So this is essentially a 2 amp hour battery at 60 volts. Price tag for this one, with battery and charger, from what I looked at online here just before I recorded this, $325. So for $325 that one, you get the air compressor, you get one 6 amp hour battery, or again 2 amp hour if you do the 60 volt conversion, and one charger. So battery, charger, and compressor, $325. Now, moving on over to the red side here, we got the Milwaukee fuel here. The part number for this one is the 284020. Again, had to double check that one. This one here, claim to fame is going to be its 68 decibel sound level. So this one is a much quieter unit. Only has a 2 gallon tank, so DeWalt 2.5. The Milwaukee here is a 2 gallon tank. Also 1.2 CFM, so same rate of air supply there. And let's see, was there anything else to note here? Oh, weight. I forgot to mention the weight of them. So yes, weight over on this one. This one here is 22 pounds. So the DeWalt is 22 pounds. The Milwaukee one is a whopping 36 pounds. And I'll have to say that is the first thing I noticed when I picked both these up. This one, you can carry the DeWalt around. It's heavy, 20 pounds, but it's not terrible. This monstrosity one, oh my goodness, 36 pounds. The first thing I said when I picked this thing up, this thing is heavy. I'm not entirely sure why, because technically a smaller tank. Yes, it is quieter, but why this thing is like 14 pounds heavier of it, I don't know. Not sure. Maybe just the form factor, I don't know. Nice thing about this though, it is a little bit quieter. With this, of course, having any one of the 18 volt batteries that Milwaukee offers here. In this case, we got an 8 amp hour battery here, so just a little bit bigger than the DeWalt. However, the Milwaukee one, from what I can tell, does not seem to offer an option that comes with a battery with this. All the ones I've seen for sale do not come with a battery. It is unit only. No battery, no charger. And a price tag to go with it, everyone. So before you folks leave the video here and go check the prices out on this one, this unit comes in at about $380. Wow, that is one expensive unit. No battery, no charger. This one, $325 with battery and charger. And keep in mind, these batteries, they're going to run you probably about $100 for the battery. So if you can find this without the battery, which I could not do, by the way, it seems like they sell this only with the battery. I could not find this unit without. You're probably going to be looking at like $200, $250 for this one, if I had a guess. So yeah, no battery with this one, you're looking at $380. You tack on a battery like this one, you're going to be looking at probably another $150 to $200 for this battery. you're now looking at a $500+ portable air compressor here. That's a little steep if you ask me, compared to the Dewalt. So just keep that in mind. I mean, the Milwaukee is significantly more expensive if you ask me. Anyway, let's fire both these units up here. We'll just kind of get a time on how long it takes for the Milwaukee to fill. Keep in mind, a little bit smaller tank, 2 gallon versus 2.5. And then we'll fill up the Dewalt here as well, just from empty, see how long it takes. Okay, let's fire it up, Evan. Battery on the Dewalt goes up top here in the back, just slides in down. And then the button to turn it on is underneath here. Gotta say, one thing I don't maybe like about the Dewalt, Evan, is the button placement here. Getting your hands under here, even without a glove on, Evan, it's not the easiest. And then you combine that sometimes in a work environment where you might have gloves or something like that on one. They could do better with that. So anyway, let's get the stopwatch going, Evan. We'll set a timer with us here. On your marks, get set, and go. Okay, just about 2 minutes, Evan, to fill it from 0 all the way up to about 100 and, hard to get exact reading on the gauge, about 135 is what it's supposed to go to. Okay, we're going to start the same test here with the Milwaukee. Again, we're using an 8 amp hour battery here. Now, the battery on the Milwaukee mounts up underneath the power switch here. Not quite as nice, if you ask me, Evan, so you got to kind of hold it up in there, push it in. The Dewalt, you kind of just slide it down in. That's a lot easier in my opinion. Make sure we turn this all the way up. I don't know if you'll be able to see the gauge on here or not. It's right there. Power button, like this a lot better here. One just right out in the open, which I don't know, maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. If you accidentally hit it, I guess. I'm not quite sure what Dewalt was thinking by covering there, Zevon. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Oh, keep in mind, before we start, 2 gallon tank on this one instead of 2.5. So I would expect this to fill just a little bit quicker. Okay, in 1:35 seconds here on the Milwaukee. Not too shabby. So I'd say that was probably just a little bit quicker than the Dewalt. Again, on the Dewalt, a little bit bigger tank, so not exactly apples to apples there, but even with the little bit smaller tank here, I'm going to say the Milwaukee is probably just ever so slightly faster. Also, and I don't know how well this is going to come across on the video of one, but significantly quieter. You wouldn't think the 68 versus 79 decibels would make that much difference, but yeah, this is very nice and quiet. I mean, very nice. Okay, now that we got the specs out of the way and the run times out of the way, I think it's time to break these units out and do a little testing with them. So in classic fashion on this channel, we're going to do probably a couple of things you would normally do with these units, and then of course we're going to do something that you maybe wouldn't necessarily do with one of these units. We're going to take this big bad impact here and see if we can remove a couple of lug nuts with it. So we're going to take these units outside. I'm thinking we'll maybe like blow up a tire, see how that goes. I have to know both these units should handle that just fine. Again, keep in mind, they're probably not going to fill it as fast as you would your great big air compressor out in your shop. But they're portable, and I'll have to say, if you've never had a portable air compressor, you folks don't know what you're missing. I've had this for a couple years now, and yeah, this thing is nice. This thing is really nice. You just need air, somebody just grab it, tote it around. Weight on this thing might be a bit of a problem for that, by the way. So anyway, let's head outside of one. We're going to get the impact hooked up here. We'll do maybe a couple other tests here as well, just kind of run them through, see how they do. And I'm kind of curious. I'm going to see how it's going to run these. That'll be interesting. Okay, for our first test, we got the Milwaukee up, and we're going to pump up a relatively flat tire. The tire is down to 5 pounds. I didn't want to take a chance wrecking the tire, so that's why we're not down to 0. We're going to have the compressor all the way full, which it already is, and we're going to see how quickly it can pump up the tire. So first things first, let's connect our air hose here. And with the Milwaukee, it features a quick connect line, so you just got to push it in, and boom, you're connected. Kind of nice. The Dewalt does not have that, by the way. Same type of connection. Everyone just you got to manually move it. And We're going to connect that. And just so you folks can see, we're down to, well, we'll go back down to 5 pounds here. They're going 5 pounds. And we'll set our stopwatch on your marks. Once I get my hands on it here. And go. And we'll pump it up to about 30 pounds here, by the way. Compressor is already kicked on. That was pretty quick. Up to 10. Up to 17. Pressure on the air compressor is down to 60. We're at 40 seconds. 25. We are turned up to max on the regulator, by the way. Almost there, almost there. We're going to go to 34. That's usually where I stop at. $33. 34, okay. I'll let the compressor recover here a minute. We had 1 minute, 10 seconds. Of course, keep in mind, I'm having to start and stop here because in order to read the pressure on everything, you got to stop. Otherwise, it's just reading the pressure basically from here to what it's putting in the tire. Okay, next up, Evan, the Dewalt here. And one thing I noticed while doing this, Evan, the Dewalt kicks in much sooner. So it drops just below 120 PSI and the Dewalt kicks on. The Milwaukee Evan seems to kick on just a little bit above 100. Again, I'm not sure on the exact pressure with these gauges, Evan, but just below with 120 with the Dewalt and just above 100 with the Milwaukee. So anyway, got the tire pumped down to 5 PSI. Ah, 5.2 again, okay. Down to 5 PSI, we'll get that connected. This does not have just the push-in connector. Just filling that hose, Evan, was enough to kick the compressor on. So anyway, we're going to start. We're down to 4.7 here now, by the way. On the compressor at 40 seconds. Okay, next up, we're going to try something maybe a little bit stupid here. I don't know if this is even going to work, but we got the great big air impact here. Actually, just a half-inch Harbor Freight central pneumatic earthquake here. Hooked up to the Dewalt air compressor, fully charged. I've got it turned down to 90 PSI, which they say is the max here for this. Battery is at, battery is down to 2 bars here. Okay, let's give this a try. See how many, if any, lug nuts we can take off of this. Got 3/8 hose on here, by the way, so let's see what happens. In reverse. Got 1. Okay, but I think we're going to call that at 4 here. This one is off, by the way. It's loose. I just didn't take it off all the way. By the time we got to the 5th one, Evan, there was not enough air left to run the impact. We're down to 30. Actually, it's probably a little less than 30 PSI. Okay, I'll run these back on, Evan. Let's see how the Milwaukee does. Okay, next up, Evan, we got the Milwaukee. We're going to do the same test. We'll see how many lug nuts here the Milwaukee can take off. It is fully charged. Yep, 4 bars yet, 135 PSI. Actually, let's turn this down to 90. There we go. And I gotta say, Evan, I do like just the push it in connector here. So just push it in, locked. That is nice, Evan. That is nice. And you know what? That did drain the tank just a little bit, Evan. So I'll we'll let that fill back up here a minute. Once it's full, we'll try it. Okay, we're back up to 135 PSI. I believe we started with a full tank on the Dewalt, so make sure we do the same thing here with the Milwaukee. And here we go. I don't want to take them all the way off. Okay, well, on those notes, Evan, I think we can wrap this video up here. Just a couple of my thoughts here, and I'm not really going to say which one's better, Evan. You folks can be the judge of that. Just a couple of things I noticed right offhand, Evan. First off, power button on the Milwaukee. I like that a lot better. This Dewalt one, this is not a good design, Evan. And I don't know why. And actually, you know what? I just thought about this while I was recording this video, and I could probably fix this design, just lop this little hood thing off and be done with it. That'd probably make a lot of sense, wouldn't it, Evan? Because again, it is hard. Even I don't have anything on. It's just bare hands. I've been trying to get my hand in there, and no, it is not a good design there. So power button, way, way better. Batteries, I do like the battery mount on the Dewalt better. It just slides in from the top. You don't have to try to hold it up in there and slide it in. Not terrible, definitely not a problem in any way, shape, or form. Just I think the Dewalt's a little bit better in that regards. Also, one other thing, or actually two other things I think the Dewalt is a lot better in here. One is price. Wow, this thing's kind of expensive when you factor in it does not come with a battery. So about $300, but almost $400. No battery. You have to add a battery, and you're probably going to be looking at, depending on what battery you get, probably $500 to $600. And let's face it, you're probably going to want one of the larger batteries. You're not going to want a little 2-amp-hour battery with this one. That is probably not going to help you. The Dewalt, significantly cheaper, comes with the battery and charger. Again, I could not find this without the battery and charger, so I couldn't get a price on just the tool by itself when I tried, but I couldn't find anything. Next up, everyone, and I think this is another big one, and that is the weight, everyone. These are supposed to be portable air compressors, and this sucker is heavy, with a capital H. Weighing in at 36 pounds without a battery, everyone. So keep in mind, you add a battery, you're going to be looking at probably 40 plus pounds here on this particular air compressor. And again, for portable, Evan, that's getting a little heavy if you ask me. Now the Dewalt here is coming in at 22 pounds. Again, that's without a battery, so depending on what battery you put in there, it's going to add a couple more pounds. So you're probably looking at a good 25 pounds here or so, depending on the battery. And again, you're going to want, well, okay, when it comes to the 60 volt, I mean, you don't have much choice. 6 amp hour is the smallest battery, so... and that is what the particular unit comes with. Now, the big thing, and the big thing that the Milwaukee wins on, everyone, and it kind of its claim to fame here, is sound. This thing is quiet, everyone, very, very quiet. But I might have to add, like on a work site type setting, everyone, is that really going to matter? That's up to you folks. Both the units more than acceptable as far as sound levels go, if you ask me. I don't have a complaint about either one. So with that, you folks have any comments or questions about either one of these, be sure to throw them down below. You have any thoughts on these as well, throw them down below. If you used either one of these, let us know what your thoughts are, Evan. So again, thanks for watching, Evan. Don't forget, if you'd like to subscribe, make sure you do that. Click the subscribe button there. And if you'd like to follow me on the rest of my social media channels, you can find them linked down below as well. So with that, everyone, thanks for watching, and until next time.